Good day everyone. Today we are going to see the Church of St. Elizabeth, known as the Blue Church, and you can visit the sacral monument in capital city of Bratislava, Old Town. The church with the parish building was among the first buildings in this area that were built. It originally belonged to the school grounds and served as a school chapel opposite the existing gymnasium. The church is dedicated to Elizabeth of Hungary, daughter of the Hungarian king Andrzej II, and it was supposed to be her symbolic mausoleum. The church was built between 1909 and 1913, according to the project of the Budapest architect Adolf Lechner, and was one of his last great works. He was born into a family originally from Bavaria, which immigrated to Budapest in the 17th century. The beginnings of his career go back to France, where he worked mainly in restoration and preservation of monuments in the studio of C. Perrin. In 1909, he received a commission from the people of Bratislava to design the church. Lechner did not use large wall strips for the church, unlike the large buildings of that time, but individual smaller strips, displaying a more Hungarian layout of the wall. This made the front walls much more alive than Lechner's previous buildings. The blue ceramics that were produced in Zolnay factory used on the roof and as a mosaic in blue bands on the walls was the reason why the church came to call blue. Lechner changed the originally proposed plot, asking for a plot on the corner of the street. He wanted to adapt the location of the church to get two entrances, on one the north side opposite the gymnasium for students and the other on the east side for the population. By positioning the church like this, Lechner completely overturned the traditional position: main entrance to the west, side entrance to the south. He did it so that the church could better fulfill its function. According to research, the original color of the church was grey. What was blue was made in Zolnay factory. Blue colored ceramic tiles were fired for this church, and blue ceramic decorations were used on the walls, from which the church got its name. The postcard shown above correctly shows the color of the walls. The reliefs on the walls were yellow. The description of the walls at the time also says, in addition to the wide areas of the walls, the builder interrupted the walls with flat reliefs. This is how he divided the wall into different shapes: a cross, a circle, ornaments hanging from the windows, among them blue, white mosaic symbols of roses with chains and symbols of the Holy Trinity. In a triangle, a set eye. The original yellow relief on the walls, the blue roof, and the mosaic brought out of the color nicely, but it has to be recognized that the walls, which were later painted blue, although it doesn't match the original plan, were excellently estimated. After entering the church, visitors talk about a wonderful experience that no photo can evoke. The harmony of two dominant colors, the simple arrangement of individual decorations, but also a number of small things that give a special experience. Thanks to the organic flowing shapes, the church has a somewhat mysterious zoom phoric mysterism even in the interior. The most impressive elements of the Hungarian art Nouveau provenance are the compressed massive arch above both entrances. They are supported by the already mentioned pairs of columns, which are very similar to Romanic columns. The interior is symbolized by a pink gazebo, according to the aforementioned legend about the Charity of St. Elizabeth, whose gifts to the poor immediately turn into rose flowers in the moment of danger. Above the main altar is the above-mentioned hanging image of St. Elizabeth, distributing alms by Julius Turi from 1911. The tall wooden candlestick on the side of the altar, decorated with the roses, were made much later by the carver Josef Dorinsny. Architect Lechner placed 6 murals in the interior. On the triumphal arch of the lamps of the god in the nave are images of the Saints Arpado. The paintings were painted by Budapest painter Bazet and Silla. Church of Elizabeth is one nave building with an attached cylindrical stova. The church is relatively small, but the architect masterfully maintained unity in the ornamental design. Originally, the architect planned the dome on an oval plan, but in the end, Lechner used a bell vault of an oval profile which he covered with a step-heaped roof, covered the beautiful blue glazed tiles. The walls, which are made of the reinforced concrete, are of the structural interest. The construction was built by the Bratislava builder Anton Durvaj on June 26, 1910. On the walls we see the legendary stylish roses of St. Elizabeth, created with a great imagination from different materials: blue glass mosaic, paint aluminium plates, plaster entrances, and to a lesser extent windows are crowned with stylized roses. In his imagination, Lechner sees the construction of the church as a symbolic summer palace illuminated by the stars. As it emerges from the writings of Rodmano, he created and placed on the walls the mosaic images, ordered by Lechner, a total of 60 pieces of larger and smaller symbols and mosaic strips, with a total length of 730 meters. The ledge of the entrance protrudes massively from the straight wall. The entrance is simple and wide, enclosed by an ellipse. The ledge, with its bulk, appears like a rounded column. The whole gate seems to be glued to the wall. The monumentality of the entrance points to the wall, and the entrance points to the development from the Hungarian homeland. The painting above the entrance, with a diameter of 2.6 meters, was a gift for this church from the Austrian primate Kolos Vasari, the designer of very beautiful art. Nouveau paintings are widely known. Lechner's precise design was successful. He designed one of the most beautiful and successful churches, which is evidenced by the demand for the possibility to perform church weddings in it. And this is it. Trust you find interesting this tour, and will subscribing to this channel will explore with me more interesting monuments and history.